Utility projects in the city of Jasper continue to move forward. More on that, plus Carrie Schneider is back with our friends at the DuBois County Humane Society, and Tri-County YMCA Executive Director Mike Steffi is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin this evening with utility projects in the city of Jasper continuing to progress. Last night, the Jasper Utility Service Board heard an update on several ongoing projects. Two updates came out of committee meetings that were held last week, and the first of those came from the Electric Committee concerning an ongoing electrical rate study for the city of Jasper. This study is being led by Umbaugh and Associates, and so far has found that electrical rates in Jasper are in the lower range among communities all across the state. More study is needed on the impact of the tracker, which governs how much of the cost of electricity that the city buys is passed on to ratepayers. Utility Board Chairman Wayne Sheeter says keeping rates down for the city's customers is a priority.
Whenever we look at rates, and especially changing rates, we take it very seriously, the impact that it's going to have on our ratepayers. We really don't like to cause big jumps if it's absolutely avoidable. And so we take a look at everything before we make that decision.
The board also heard an update from the Gas Committee on a recent meeting held with residents of Hooterville. That community is looking to have the city extend gas service to the Hooterville area. The project seeks to complete the gas line from State Road 164 down through a neighborhood to make a connection with the College View Estates. The goal there is to give connection on two ends to the neighborhood while providing another way for service to the College View Estates. Sheeter says potential participation will determine the fate of this project.
It will depend on how many lot owners out there want to have this done, and the cost is going to be prohibitive. So we've come up with a way of offering it to them to get it done. We've got to give them some numbers, see how many people really want it, and then we'll go from there. But they have approached us about trying to put it in out there, and we've given them a plan to see if we can get it worked out.
The project would be paid for by the lot owners. To this point, it is uncertain if enough lot owners would be interested in doing the project. Meetings between the Gas Committee and Hooterville residents will be held in the future. An update on the 3rd Avenue water main replacement project was also given last night. The board was informed by Midwestern engineers that the project is almost completed with the exception of cleanup work. The last fire hydrant has been installed and the line is now in service. Trench repairs will begin sometime in the near future once hot asphalt becomes available. In final notes, the board heard a 15-minute presentation from Dr. Norma Kryline concerning the biomass issue and particulate matter. Kryline distributed a 14-page packet to board members and others outlining concerns of hers. Among those concerns were accusations that city officials laughed at her son's proposal for the power plant site during a VUJC lecture held back in October of last year, and the accountability of the city to its ratepayers, among other concerns. Last night, members of the Greater Jasper School Board were provided with an update on the overall academic progress of Jasper Middle School students. JMS Principal Dave Hubster, along with teachers Michaela Eckerly and Cassie Williams, presented a report on the school's status. Specifically, the focus was on the improvement process as it relates to data reviewed by faculty and staff over the past year and how that data is used as far as decision-making and addressing school programs. Hubster says that there are certain areas that the school needs to focus on. He says those include nonfiction text in the language arts area and computation and measurement skills in the math category. Hubster says the overall mission for himself and everyone else at the middle school as far as educating students is a simple process.
We realize that we have a wide spectrum of students, a wide spectrum of abilities and interests, and our mission, our goal is to really provide meaningful learning opportunities, engaging opportunities for all students so they can reach their potential. And looking at the data, we've realized that we have these different groups that we need to supply different supports, different connections to help them with those potentials.
Among some of the figures provided to the board last night were current attendance rates. This year's figure is at just over 97.5%, which is slightly lower than last year's percentage. Last year's percentage garnered an A grade for the school. The school's English and Language Arts I-STEP score was just below 86% last year, with a school-wide math score of just over 88%. Both of those were significant improvements from the year before. Overall, Hubster says he is pleased with how things are going at JMS.
The last two state accountabilities, we've gotten an A, which we're really proud of because it takes into account not just achievement, but also growth. So it's showing that our kids are growing, that we are making strides, and depending on whatever accountability measure the state goes with in the future, we feel comfortable that we're on the right track for that.
Hubster says the school's goal is not to just find the next best program for making improvements. He says it's important to remember that education is a people-driven profession, and that includes students, staff, and the community. Finally this evening, another trooper with the Indiana State Police Jasper Post has been promoted. Back on Sunday, Indiana State Police Superintendent Douglas Carter announced that Sergeant Arik Coral has been promoted to the rank of First Sergeant. Coral will serve as the Assistant District Commander for the Jasper Post. Coral hails from Robinson, Illinois. He graduated from Robinson High School back in 1993 and earned an associate's degree in law enforcement conservation at Vincennes University. He also earned his bachelor's degree in criminology at Indiana State University. Coral is a 1999 graduate of the Indiana State Police Recruit Academy. After graduating, he was assigned to the Jasper Post, and he primarily patrolled Daviess and Martin counties. He was promoted to sergeant back in October of 2011 and supervised troopers that were patrolling Daviess and Martin counties. Coral has also served as a member of the ISP Underwater Search and Rescue Team, the Tactical Intervention Platoon Team, and is a current field training officer. Coral's role as the Assistant District Commander will include filling in as District Commander as needed. He will also oversee civilian and police personnel and manage and maintain district facilities and resources. Coral and his wife Jody live in Pike County with their children. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie is in next with our friends from the DuBois County Humane Society, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform featuring Mike Steffi with Tri-County YMCA. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.